Are we even? Technical problem after technical problem today. Holy cow. What a pain in the butt. Let's just switch. Alright, we'll turn that down. Holy cow. Welcome, welcome. Still, about 15 minutes late. My restream wouldn't connect. Had to shut everything down, bring it back up. Still wouldn't connect. Holy cow. And I turned my camera off and on once, and now it works. All the joys of being live, right? The joy. Just trying to see what has come through and what has not. Five hours and we can change the name on the Twitch stream. If I would like to take the gaming off of the end and put something more descriptive. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. I would appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to connect to the chat. There we go. That helps. Well, anyway, good Lord, that's been fun. Made it through another week. That's a good thing, right? On the positive side. Why did it open two windows? Still having technical issues, but at least we're live, right? We're still here. Okay. So much fun. If you've never done this before, you might not understand, but if you have, yeah, just trying to bring up the dashboards and make sure that they all work right, and apparently everybody took Friday off. Yet another stressful day. It's all right. We'll get there. It just, there we go. God. Just trying to bring it up. Holy crap. Back into the chat. Yeah, let's throw up the commercial for Restream since it's been working so well today. Who knows? Maybe it was the internet connection. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe. Couldn't be the platforms because it was all three that wasn't working on. So just saying. We get a few people in here to chat. Hoping Bot Mom has time to stop in. I want to talk to her about the first hurricane warnings that my family's had to deal with in Florida. So anyway, good times. Yeah, I want to bring that up. Everything's being slow today. Holy crap. Here, we're find out. Why is it being like this? This craziness. I just want to connect it. Just want it to work right. Let's see if that goes out to everybody. I wonder if it's having issues because I've extended it over to this other screen. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. You guys got to tell me if the stream is lagging, if you're getting like the pinwheel of death going during the stream, because if it is, then I got to do some changes or something because something's not quite right yet today. More so than usual. But hey, it's all good. We're still here. I don't have the option on my Twitch feed to go to my mod screen, and I don't know why. I just want the mod view. You know? Can't remember what I did to. Well, that's just one of the issues too. Oh my gosh. All right, well, gonna let it do its thing. And I'm gonna go refill the coffee, and hopefully everything will be fixed when I get back. I'm not hopeful, but you never know. Yeah, that was okay. Didn't spoil our precious coffee. All right. Let's see what this does. Captions are auto-generated. Yeah, I bet you it's Facebook. We're just going to go ahead and close that one down. Hello. No, that's all right. That's all right. What? Restream's being weird today. I've already got this message. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. No, we haven't. we have 1, 2, and the second one came in after we got the 100. We've got all kinds of technical BS going on right now. Hopefully it gets better. I just closed a couple of windows and we'll wing it without our support that way. Hello, Vern. How are you? How is it going? I haven't had 100 messages yet. Criminy. So if you're over on Facebook, the Facebook Live feed, if it's working, because that was frozen just a little while ago, that'll end on September 1st for sure. Unless they all of a sudden make it free. Good, good, good. Dadpool. Hey, all good. Doing all right. Make. Oh, where are you going, or are you? You don't even have to go anywhere for a vacation for it to be a good vacation. But are you going somewhere in all this craziness, or are you just going to go fishing? Hopefully, had a very nice vacation in quarantine. Yeah, craziness. Yeah, I was waiting for Bot Mom to show up so we could talk Florida. Fishing in the mountains. Sounds good. Sounds really nice. I haven't fished at all this year. With this whole hurry up and wait on moving stuff, I didn't even buy a fishing license here this year. So didn't buy one last year because I was traveling and working until August. I've been out of work since August of last year. Used to get staff meetings to end early, tell them I need to get to the bank. Okay. The bank is where the fish is. That's right. Hey, I gotta get to the bank. Never said before it closes. It never closes. Fishing is highly underrated by most people. My favorite are the purist fishermen, the ones that are like the diehard fly fishermen. They're all always knocking the yeah, I mean, which one? I guess you don't even have to say which one because it doesn't matter. They both probably would. Uh, anyway, um, yeah, the purist fly fishermen. Um, they mock the way that I use my tide flies to fish. Yeah, I can imagine. It's like that story that Dan Camp uh, told about the senior Moffat. Uh, Dan Camp was our safety, our driving safety, specifically our quality assurance person. They didn't even call it a manager, call it a supervisor, whatever. He was basically over quality. And he taught driving, and I worked under him, and for a short time took over his position, but all the supervisors like that. They wanted that job, and I just kind of took it. But that's neither here nor there. He was really cracking down on people backing the ambulances without a backer, especially when they were around the office buildings and our station, our main station. And one person was backing a truck into one of his at this old station that they had. There was like I think 3 separate buildings, if I remember right. Vern, was it 3 or just 2? But because there was PSS, there was and two Gold Cross bays. Anyway, there was this ambulance that was backing into an empty bay where that people usually detailed ambulances and whatnot and got them checked out. Wasn't even the official yet. Yeah, it was. It was three of them. Gotcha. And there was no backer, and here's Camp with his cup of coffee, walking out to have a smoke, and he sees somebody backing in without a backer, and so he just yells, "Hey, stop!" So the person slams on their brakes, and who pops out of the ambulance but the president and owner, one of the owners of the ambulance company. He's like, what's going on? What did I hit? What are He's like, he says, I know that, and if you know Dan, he looks like your typical Irish American, light hair, red faced skin, and just always had that red complexion, like he's almost sunburned. He says, I went pale. I went pale. He says, and that has to happen. A lot has to happen for that to take place with him. And he's like, oh, I just saw somebody back without a backer. And says Gene laid into him about yelling and about distracting the driver and blah, 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 and whatnot. And he's like, after Gene calmed down, because where Dan went pale, Gene went red. He says it took him a while to balance back out to our normal skin tones. And he's like, I was just trying to make a point. I've been trying to crack down. But yeah, that's nothing more heart-stopping than screwing up when the president of the company's right there. I never had him lay into me about anything. I did leave him speechless a couple of times with questions that I'd ask, and then he answered them, and I'd ask why. And his answer for me all the time was, I'll get back to you. Which means, I already told you. I already told you why. Very hard guy to deal with. The owner, I had a few very interesting conversations with the guy. Yeah. I had more interesting times with Miles, to be honest with you. Yeah, exactly. And that's why that's another thing. Utah, to actually have a labor union in place, I'm sure that was very difficult. But yeah, Miles didn't like me at all because I just, yeah. Mike Moffat and I had a understanding. Yeah, I don't even want to start there either, friend. Mike Moffat and I had an understanding that I said, if he asked me something and I say, do you really want to know? That's really code for you don't really want to know. Because if you ask me again and say yes, then you're going to hear the truth, and it may be very difficult to handle. But yeah, so Miles never understood that. And so when he became president, I was in quality assurance, and I was a accreditation coordinator, trying to get their ambulance accreditation. Now, they wanted the accreditation, but they didn't want to do the things that I saw as a way to get everything completed. So I was just an obstacle, but yet there was no argument to be had as far as how we could meet these requirements. And I was the second person in that role. However, technically third, because one of the managers had been working on it for years and had never gotten it. That should have been the clue. And the person that took over after me was able to get things hammered through, but basically it's an accreditation that auto renews if you pay for the accreditation, if you know what I mean. And really, it doesn't mean a lot to anybody but in the ambulance industry anyway. So it was a waste of time, in my humble opinion. So, but anyway, so back up here, yeah. Dadpool picked up the soundbar today. His house sounds like a rave. Yeah, that sounds like fun, maybe. Yeah, the Commission of Accreditation of Ambulance Services, what's being spoken of, and it's a very lengthy process. And the people that I dealt with that are no longer there, as far as on the Commission of Accreditation on Ambulance Services, or the CAS people, they're not there anymore. It was more of a, okay, well, this is how you need to meet that. Well, okay, this is what we do, but how do I put that on paper? Well, they would always suggest that maybe the accreditation process would be smoother with this or that, and it was just a very shady answer without anything in writing, and I didn't like that. And so, given no input on how to meet the final 4 criterion that we needed to meet, I put it on the current president's lap and said, as soon as you get me this information, I can finish, and then we can have our inspection. And so after a couple of months of trying to get him to do that, all I did was the quality assurance stuff. I threw on a uniform and went out in the field and did driving evaluations and helped crews on calls. And so Mike understood Moffett, but nobody else really did. So I was happy to go back out onto the street, because that was the only way I was going to get the raise that all the paramedics were getting at the time, was to be out on the street. And so I went out on the street. The chairman of the board came back and took over, and then Mr. Miles retired. So I hated that office job anyway. I was not an office person, so I was not sad that I didn't have to sit in the office. But it was a whole thing. Mr. Donuts lurking in the background. Awesome. Hey, before you take off too far, or if you can hear me, I followed Donut King. He's in Southwest Florida or whatever, off of his host page. So he's pretty funny. It's kind of relaxing in a way to watch somebody making donuts or doing any kind of a cooking process, at least for me. Sometimes I can just watch it without the sound on too. But anyway, I was hoping Bot Mom would poke her head in here so we could talk about this hurricane off the coast of Florida. Yeah, I mean, he starts cooking donuts and does it overnight. He finishes, he says, at 3 o'clock in the morning, Florida time. So that's 5 a.m. here, and he starts at 10 p.m. here, so that must be like 8. So he's like 8 to 2 or 3. So that's a long night. And then he says he does streams during the day too, but I've never seen a notification that he was on doing anything. Maybe he's just making videos and posting them to YouTube or something. Haven't seen him. But let's see. So yeah, we pull up. I've got the screen extended over here in the background, but if I turn that way, you guys won't hear me. Open up the Discord. Man, I wonder. Nah, because if I put it on there, never mind. Yeah, got a new monitor set up. The new monitor set up yesterday. Now you want a second one? Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is have 2 curved monitors that are, I want to say that they were like 144 megahertz monitors, so they're real good for gaming, but also use this TV as a third to just run like chat and whatnot on. If I can make that happen. So yeah, everything's just so expensive. If we have the means to do it, then I'll do it. If we don't, then I'll work with what I've got. But yeah, Florida's East Coast communities were issued a hurricane watch on Friday morning as a Category 1 hurricane. Is it? I don't know how to. ISIS. I haven't heard anybody say it yet. Yeah, can't afford a 144, so I got 75. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm trying to think, I mean, anything over 60 is better than a 60 hertz refresh. You kind of cut out. What did you say you need help with? Oh yeah, I can get 2 75s for 1,144 pounds. On how to pronounce that hurricane. It looks like ISIS to me, but ISIS. But the Orlando Sentinel, whenever I pull up their things, 5 million advertisements pop up. But anyway, it's the first hurricane watch and warning or whatever that we've had to deal with as a family, and I'm not there obviously, but Kathy is. So the watch was issued after 2 hurricane models pushed Isaias. I can Hurricane I. How about that? Projected more westward, encompassing a greater portion of Florida. Heavy rains may begin to affect South Florida by late Friday night. National Hurricane Center reported Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency for every East Coast county from Miami-Dade to Nassau. Executive order on Friday morning during a press conference. DeSantis also said that he has 50 generators, the most he's ever had on hand for emergency managers to distribute, ensuring that all nursing homes, long care facilities will be taken care of to avoid power loss. in this deadly situation created by Hurricane Irma in 2017, they had a deficit of the ability to keep power. And that was one thing that Kathy said Kate said, so we got to have, we're going to have to buy a generator. She says, because everybody around here has generators. Whether they're big or small or whatever, says that's the main thing. People end up losing power during these big storms, but I mean, we're going to be in Central Florida, in the center of the state, from halfway between East and West Coast. So I just don't know what to expect there. No evacuations were declared at this time. Hurricane I was officially designated as a Cat 1 storm by the Hurricane Center after a special midnight bulletin, but is projected to reach Cat 2 tonight or early Saturday as it passes over the Bahamas before dying back down ahead of its brush with the Florida coast. So if you go into the Discord, into news, we're sharing, that has a diagram of it, and it just shows it bouncing along the eastern part of the coast as it goes up towards the Carolinas and that. But it will have passed over the entire region, it looks like, by Sunday night. So if Bot Mom was in here, she could tell us what Isaiah seems to be the, yeah. I had a partner, Greg. He used to make fun of my spelling for people's names, and Isaac was the first difficult name. And if I didn't look at the paper, I could just say his name was Isaac, whatever. But if I look at the paper, I would say something else. And so we used to have to call in names and time to get times for our reports. And so he used to make fun of my phone calls all the time. And one time I had spewed something about the name Isaac just after he had depressed the microphone button. And he sat there. I mean, I didn't even hear the chirp of the 800 because I was still just spewing because he was making fun of me. The dispatcher was making fun of me. So it was one of those open mic moments that everybody laughs about, but yet nobody talked about at the same time. It was not a pretty thing that I said. So, but anyway, so yeah, they're projecting 75 mile an hour to 80 mile an hour winds. Could churn as high as 90 miles an hour on Saturday and then be parked off Florida's Treasure Coast by Saturday night. 85 mile an hour sustained winds, higher gusts. Isaiah is 365 miles southeast of Great Abaco Island as of 11 a.m. Eastern Time. What? I said something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I said something to the words, basically that I have no experience. I had no friends with that name, so how would I know how to spell it? And that particular dispatcher, I would pick the most difficult names to the last names to say, and then I would just say that it's common spelling. and then keep going on with the information that they wanted. So there was always this harassment thing. She would always like common spelling, common spelling. So, yeah, anyway, well, we'll let it go with that. But a tropical storm warning remains in effect for Ocean Reef northward to Sebastian Inlet, Lake Okeechobee, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands. Much of the Bahamas were under hurricane warning. They're forecasting 2 to 4 inches of rain with some pockets up to 6 inches in southern Florida, east central Florida on Sunday that could result in flash flooding in urban areas with poor drainage. Yet another question to ask as we go to rent a place. So how's the drainage? Yeah, exactly. Seems you and I said the same word. Damn open mics anyway. Yep. I miss the days of being able to key a mic and not have a ID code pop up on the screen as to who was transmitting to. So somebody says something stupid and everybody starts clicking microphones. That doesn't work with 800s. Anyway, yeah, this is the first hurricane we're going to have to deal with, and still going to be before I get there. Have my itinerary for my drive too, so it's going to be me and a 115-pound dog in yeah, exactly, no identifiers on the old radios. Yep. I mean, they never really assigned too many, but they could backtrack it if they really wanted to. But yeah, if it's going to be me and a 115-pound dog in the front of a moving truck for four days, essentially. Flip that over. So it'll be from here to Hays, Kansas, from Hays, Kansas to Benton, Illinois, from Benton, Illinois to Atlanta area, not Atlanta proper, and from Atlanta to Ocala area. So an 8-hour day, a 9-hour day, and 2 6-hour days is what we've got planned so far. Just looking forward to getting there, just not looking forward to the trip. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the other day, and I had posted this on the Discord on Wednesday, but we just didn't talk about it. It's like everyone knows Ellen DeGeneres, and her show is supposed to be one of the most positive and uplifting shows, very accepting, but yet there's an investigation for follows accusations on pay and hours, as well as a toxic culture that had been allowed to happen, and as a retaliatory type culture. People that did cause or complain. One person was reportedly fired after taking medical or bereavement days. So Warner Brothers Television send out notifications that it's enlisted its staff relations group and a third-party firm to conduct an investigation. And there's at least 2 sources who asked to remain anonymous on fears of retribution. That shows execs sent a no written communication about the status of their working hours, pay, or inquiries about their mental, physical health from retribution from producers for over a month. Another person claims that there were racist comments that were always made by several white coworkers, and it was allowed to go on. Anytime that was brought up by white male bosses, it was ignored and allowed to continue. It's just they continue to go on to describe several instances of things. So if there was anywhere in entertainment that you would think that that wouldn't go on, you would think that the Ellen DeGeneres show, it wouldn't be happening. But she put out a statement yesterday, and she had written an apology letter to her staff and Warner Media after she found out that they would be doing an investigation. This is on day 1 of our show. She stated, "I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect." The 62-year-old wrote in a letter, which has been seen by Us Weekly. Obviously, something changed, and I'm disappointed to learn that this has not been the case, and for that I'm sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believe in and what I hoped for our show and our culture. Ellen went on to say that she wasn't able to stay on top of everything, that she relied on others to do their jobs that they were hired for, and clearly they did not. She says, "I'm also learning that people who work with me and for me are speaking on my behalf and misrepresenting who I am, and that has to stop. As someone who was judged and nearly lost everything for just being who I am, I truly understand and have deep compassion for those being looked at differently or treated unfairly or not equal or worse, disregarded. To think that any one of you felt that way is awful." So, yeah. Said that she's committed to ensuring that this doesn't happen again, and went on to welcome conversations about fairness and justice. However, a number of fresh allegations have since emerged, with several former staffers alleging incidents of sexual misconduct on one male manager. And basically it was several male individuals came forth claiming sexual harassment, claimed that they were actually touched, embarrassed in front of, and that a second male manager was accused of sexual assault, and charges may be filed. Several former employees are stepping forward, and that's where I don't. It's tough when you have a former employee that comes through days after and yeah, that's what happened. But at the same time, when I first read that first article, I was going to talk about it, and I was angry because Ellen DeGeneres seems like the type of person that wouldn't allow this stuff to happen. At least that's the way that she represents, and that's some of the specials that I've watched her do and special interviews that I've watched. She seems like a very genuine person, and then to hear that this was happening, I wanted to give it a couple of days to figure out what would happen or what she would say, and it it did shake out. It did shake out that she actually came out and said, I'm sorry that this is happening. I didn't know that this was happening. It's my job to know that this is happening. I trusted people and they didn't do what they were supposed to. So wanted to see if she would step up and take ownership, and it sounds like she has. So I'm glad that that's happening. I'm glad that those people are not allowing that type of a culture to continue in, especially in the midst of some place that it's not supposed to happen in general, but in a place where a spokesperson for marginalized people was allowing, well, it was happening, and she, whether she was aware of it or not, it's her job to come forth with that. If you have Netflix and you seen the David Letterman shows that he does, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, she was interviewed on there, and it was a great interview. Once we get the affiliate and we have like supporter streams and stuff like that, we can. I want to watch stuff like that. I want to put it out there and have people join in and watch those, and then we can have discussions on that. We can try to figure out how to do that on stream too. I don't know. I mean, we can't broadcast it to the general everybody, but we can have private discussion and not necessarily stream it, but have a good number of people in there, and we can discuss these things. And a lot of it with her, besides being a sexual preference issue, there was a lot of mental abuse. There was a lot of mental health issues on part of a stepfather and people just generally in her life. She was being marginalized at a very young age, and basically due to where they lived, what their religion status was, the people that were doing what they were doing to her, that no, that wouldn't happen. You're trying to get attention. That's what it is, and clearly not the case. She was being physically and mentally abused. So, but it's a great interview. If you have time and you have Netflix, watch that, and then watch the stories about this, and you'll see why I was angry at first and waiting for stuff to try to shake out. But yeah. Well, that was fairly serious for a moment. We'll get off a serious topic before we jump onto another serious topic. Season 5 in Call of Duty Warzone coming out soon, a few days from now. Supposedly, people are supposing that they're going to open the stadium in the downtown portion of the Warzone map. And that could be a good thing, or that could be a really bad thing. So when Warzone first came out, they had markers on the outside of the building, just like any stadium would. This is section A, 1 through 50. This is section B, 51 through whatever, and you would follow it around, and they had markers everywhere. Well, those markers disappeared, and now for some reason in the picture that they just put out, it's a little more defined than you can see on in-game, but those markers are back, and so people are supposing, okay, well, this is from missions. Some people were saying, oh, well, from this view, you can't see the dome, so they're taking the dome off. Well, you can't see that in-game anyway. So it's all just supposing, and they haven't said anything yet, other than just putting out teaser trailers. And something that has to do with the stadium apparently is central to Season 5, Warzone. But if you hate camping, as far as people laying in wait just to kill you, that's just going to be a camper's paradise, really. Unless it's a lot of underground that connects to other parts of the city. That's another thing that's coming out. All kinds of conspiracy stuff, since we had the bunkers this past season that became a big thing, and hidden bunkers. People are wondering if there's going to be large hidden bunker underneath the stadium. So anybody that plays Warzone might have thoughts on that, but I have yet to buy a season pass for Warzone, but I might. I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. Everybody still hear me okay? I mean, I can't tell what is going on in the chat. I know that I've got at least 6 viewers going on in here, which is great. I just want to make sure that you can still hear me, because my playback, if I look at Twitch, it's delayed, obviously, but it also looks glitchy, but yet my video here looks smooth, so I have no idea what it really looks like. I've got one of the playback, yeah, as in it's glitchy. Okay, the sound is clear, but the video is a little weird. Okay, yeah, because I literally tried for 15 minutes to get connected today for some reason, and it wasn't just one platform. It was from Restream. It couldn't connect. I had to shut everything down, bring it back up. It still didn't connect. I hit connect and went and got a cup of coffee, and by the time I come back, it actually started to log in for some reason. But yet, it updated the titles and everything first time, so I don't know what's going on today. Maybe everybody it was a 410s this week, and everybody's off on Friday, so there's no quality going on or something. I don't know. But and as far as gaming goes too, Rogue Company, people are saying that they've got a free beta version that they're playing on Rogue Company. Vern says doing some research on his book as we watch, and the video is most definitely glitching out. Yeah, as long as, if the voice is clear, I guess we'll continue with it. I don't want to screw it. It's a stupid numbers game, and I hate it. If I end the stream now, I've got a decent number of viewers, but I haven't really been broadcasting for very long. So I don't want to miss out on this being counted as a decent broadcast or a numbers broadcast, but at the same time, kind of sucks. But Rogue Company came out. Some people are saying that they got a free beta. When I try to click on, it only offers um, a reduced price founders package to me. I don't get the free beta, and the two people that I've talked to about it are both in Canada, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. They're trying to gain their base outside of the US or what. So I'm not sure. He even sent me a screenshot, and our two pages look different, and we were on the very same address in the address bar. So that was Made Canadian is the one I was talking to last night. By the way, Pool, and he's playing Rogue Company and enjoying it. And I mean, he compares it to, he says it's kind of like Fortnite without the building. So I know that building has been an issue as far as gaming goes with me in Fortnite. And then they went on this crazy side. Yeah, the video is having trouble decoding with my browser. Shoot. Let me give it another 10 minutes. We can end the stream and come back on and see if it does anything different. Maybe I'll just end up coming back on Twitch and just say screw it as far as the simulcasting. Maybe that's causing issues too. I don't know. I mean, it could be my internet provider for all I know, because my son was having some issues, but path to affiliate completed now. I just got a notification. Let's look on this. Path to affiliate completed. I have to apply for that though, don't I? Let's take a look. Congrats, you're eligible for affiliate status. Begin your onboarding process. Cool. Sorry, unless you've got time, machine's content is unavailable. Okay. We'll fix that later. Yeah, I just, tell me now if maybe because I had Twitch open on the same machine that I'm using Restream from. That's not in the same tab, obviously, but tell me if that straightens the playback out. I mean, let's see if I put my example up here. Got a sample broadcast, and it looks fairly smooth, but I don't know. Cord's not long enough to put it behind the monitor, so then that messes it up. But anyway, so if I can try to find a Rogue Company connection, Dadpool, are you interested in possibly? Well, you're on PlayStation, so I'm not sure that they have it for PlayStation yet. It was an Xbox Studios thing. They do PC and Xbox, but it said it was coming out for PlayStation. I could find on my Kindle, but not on the laptop. I've found that with this laptop too. Vern. For some reason, I'll have my phone sitting right next to the monitor, and on my phone, everything's completely fine. But then on the laptop, it glitches and gets farther and farther behind on even a live stream. Oh, now my phone's doing it too. Yeah, see if you can get a free beta of Road Company, and maybe we'll check it out this weekend or something. I'll try to download it tonight when there's nothing going on. But if I can find a free link, but I'm not willing to spend 20 or 30 bucks on a beta just to be a founding member. That's kind of crazy to me. I've got other stuff to spend money on right now instead of that. So, but yeah, let me see if I end the stream and turn around and come back up, if it makes it any smoother. It's doing it on my end too, Vern. So, yeah. I hate to have it be glitchy like this, and we're trying to have discussions. And if it's just the video, if you guys can tolerate that, I'm fine with that. But I'd rather not have the. Let me just stop everything. I'll reboot everything, and I'll come back here in less than 5 minutes. All right, let's try.